Good morning. It's Tuesday, May 16th. And today I want to talk about President Vladimir Zelensky. He is the president of the Ukraine, and he is on a world tour. Well, not a world tour. A tour of his European allies. He's gone to Paris and Berlin and Rome and Great Britain, and he is working very, very hard to gather up everything that he possibly can for a great counteroffensive against the Russian armed forces. So Zelensky visited Berlin and Paris in one day, and he was in Germany and he thanked them for the $3 billion military aid package. Now that's the largest package that Germany has given him since the war began. And this is his first visit to Germany since the Russian invasion began. And in speaking at a news conference with the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz in Berlin, Zelensky said Ukraine is concentrated on a highly anticipated military counteroffensive against the Russian forces. So Zelensky's a very sharp politician, and he hasn't stayed at home. He is moving around Europe to gather as much as he can and to thank all those countries that are helping him out. And Zelensky was awarded the prestigious Charlemagne Prize during his Germany visit. And this is a prize that was given to him on behalf of the Ukrainian people for their contribution to the unification of Europe. He collected the prize at a ceremony in the western German city of Aachen, with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, of course, in attendance, and the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen in attendance also. The Charlemagne Prize is one of the most significant political awards in Germany and is awarded for work done in the service of European unification. So that's what Russia is up against. They're not up against the Ukraine by itself. They are up against a unified body, the European unification body. And the Ukrainian people, under the leadership of President Zelensky, are not only defending the sovereignty of their country and the lives of their citizens, but they are also defending Europe and European values. And that's what they tend when they awarded him the Charlemagne Prize, which is not for him, it's for the country of Ukraine. And so after he finished visiting Paris and visiting Berlin, then his last stop on this immediate tour is in Great Britain. And he had great reason to go to the United Kingdom because they delivered multiple Storm Shadow cruise missiles to the Ukraine. These will give the Ukraine a new long-range strike capability. Now, this was needed in advance of the highly anticipated counteroffensive against the Russian forces. That's what multiple senior Western officials told the news media here in the U.S. And the United Kingdom Defense Secretary Ben Wallace called the donation to the Ukraine the best chance to defend themselves against Russians' continued brutality. So Zelensky on this tour is solidifying the unification of Europe against Russia. And I don't know what possessed Putin to go ahead with this stupidity of invading Ukraine. Why couldn't he just live his life out peacefully? But that's not the way it is. So he has put his country in a dangerous position. Because with the Storm Shadow and its long-range stealth capabilities, and that missile was developed jointly by the United Kingdom and by France, the Storm Shadow is a missile that is launched from an aircraft. It has a capability of 155 miles. Now, this missile could do great damage in Russia, But Zelensky has promised that it will not be used to strike deep into Russian territory. It's not going to be used to attack any part of Russia. So they have given this missile to Ukraine, and Zelensky will not use it to harm the Russian people. This missile will only be used within the territory of the Ukraine. It will only be used to fight and kill those Russian soldiers and those private mercenaries who are taking part in the war. The citizens of Russia will remain out of range of this missile, so to speak. This missile is a real game changer when you look at the range perspective, because the U.S. missiles that were supplied to Ukraine only have a range of about 50 miles. This has a range of 155 miles. So this missile will definitely have a real impact on the war, the special military operation, as Putin called it. So it looks like the Ukraine is completely armed and ready to prepare to launch its counteroffensive, which is intended to retake territory that has been held by the Russians in the eastern and southern parts of Ukraine. But Zelensky is a realist, and he has said that his country still needs a little bit more time before it launches this final attack. And that's in order to allow the Western countries to continue to supply the materials needed to finish off the Russians. So while they got these missiles, and while they received other missiles, they are still short supply for its final vicious offensive that will end this war. Zelensky wants to be very careful that when we go forward, as he said, that we will be successful. We're not looking to just hold them off for a little while longer. We've been at this too long. It's time to move and win. So Zelensky's asking for more materials and a little more patience here. All the tanks that have been lined up and sent haven't arrived yet. They are arriving in batches, and so they have to be stored up and gotten into shape, and let's hope that everybody knows how to drive those tanks and use them. So that's where the war stands. And Zelensky is determined to win this battle. And let's hope he can do it. Let's hope these missiles and the tanks and everything are what he needs to get this thing over with. So I leave you with that update this morning. Have a great day. Bye.